Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about jigs. We've had a couple questions lately on how to use them, so we're going to go over that and some of the features that you get with each size. So I've got a few of our different size jigs in front of me. The first is a 10-inch jig, and that just has one attachment point for one size of buckle, but you can switch that out, and we'll go over that in a bit. The next size up is this one here. It's also 10 inches, but it has two buckles, so that you don't need to switch out every time you are making a 3/8 inch or 1/2 inch buckle. It also has a horizontal bar and a vertical bar for making bracelets with no buckles. Next up, we've got a 30-inch. This one is far bigger, and it's great for things like handles and other things that aren't going to fit on the 10-inch jig. It has the same attachment points, and this will spin around to use each one of them. The biggest size that we carry is the 60-inch, and has the same attachment points again. This one is great for things like guitar straps and belts, both of which we've made on this channel. You can switch out the buckle sizes on any of these jigs, and that's really easy to do. So we'll switch out the buckles on the smallest one because that's the size of jig that you'll be switching it out on most often, as it only comes with one size. To do that, just take a screwdriver and remove the screw on the end. Each buckle is held on by a wire clamp. So remove the screw, pull the buckle out of that clamp, and then you can put something like a 1/2 inch buckle inside. Place that back on the end and reposition the screw. One note on these wire clamps is that they do come with two extras if you buy any size bigger than this jig. So any of these will come with a little bag of the wooden posts and a couple extra clamps. If they happen to break and you need more than that, then you can find these at most hardware stores. Now we're going to actually set up this jig for making a bracelet. First, you want to measure your wrist. If you haven't done that before and need to know how, we have a video on that topic that will link on the end screen and in the description. And then you go ahead and take your buckle and fit it into your jig. And then adjust your jig to the proper size. Then take about 8 to 10 feet of paracord, depending on your wrist size. Children's bracelets will need less. Once you cut your cord to the right length, you want to fold it in half. So you've got a loop, and then you want to put that fold down through one of your buckles. And pull it through a little ways, and then grab the rest of your cord and put it down through that loop that you created. This is called a cow hitch, so you can pull that tight, and you've got your two strands coming to the other end of your bracelet. You want to grab both of them and make sure that they're not twisted around each other. Put both of those ends down through that end of the buckle. Pull that through all the way. And again, make sure that they aren't crossed over each other. Then we're going to flip our jig around. And most bracelets start with one cord off to each side. You are now ready to begin your bracelet. So this is how you would set up a jig for a bracelet, but on larger projects where you might not be using a buckle, like in our guitar strap video, for instance, you may want to have a horizontal bar on one end and a vertical peg on the other. The vertical peg holds a loop in place, and the horizontal bar is a placeholder until you add something on at the end of the project. There are several benefits to using a jig on your paracord projects. The main one is that it keeps everything taut so that your knots end up nice and even at the end. Another reason is that it speeds up your creation process. So if you've got a bunch of bracelets to make for an upcoming craft fair, you might want to use a jig. And lastly, there are some designs that you just have to have a jig for, like that guitar strap, for instance. We never would have been able to create that without a jig. So in summary, paracord jigs are an important tool for any paracord crafter, and knowing how to use the different features will help you get the most out of your jig. I hope this video is helpful to you, and that you'll check out the links in the description to where we have those listed in our store. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.